Hey, hopefully this audio is working. So I just wanted to send you a video quickly about how to do question five. So question five was the continuous, oopsies, it's not here anymore. Okay, the continuous random variable x is a probability density function f given by, and then it's the blah blah blah. So if you could have that in front of you just when I'm explaining this, probably make life easier. Um, so I realized we hadn't done an example like this before, so you weren't sure how to approach it. So I thought, let me make a video. If the video is not clear enough, we could definitely go over it down a lesson, or I could make another video, whatever floats your boat. But I'm just going to show you here why your answer here ended up being wrong and why this part ended up being wrong. I'll probably do it in two separate videos, but first I'm going to do A. So you got this part completely right here. That was great. But now, when you are doing between 1 to 8, okay, the biggest thing, thinking process about it is you have to remember it's a cumulative distribution function. So it accounts for the CDF, it accounts for, so let's call this like up to 1 and this up to 8. When we are dealing with this area here, 1 to 8, we need a function that also includes what went on here, right? If we're only integrating from 1 to 8, or 1 to t, for example, but it's going up to 8, we're only going to get a function that includes this bit here, right? So if we come to your CDF actually, and if you sub in 8 into this, you get 7 over 8. Because this area here is 1 over 8, which you didn't account for. So we didn't do an example like this, so it's not fair for me to say, no, my words here. It makes sense why you haven't included this bit here. But just a heads up, in future, just check if you sub in 8, do you get 1? Okay. So all you needed to do actually here, this part was great. Let me just rub this out. This part was great. You must add the bit we've already dealt with, right? So from 0 to 1 of your of 1 over 8 dx or dt or whatever, right? And then you end up with a function similar to this here, plus 1 over 8. Okay. Plussing the 1 over 8, it does mean you get a bit of a different, like the formatting here looks quite a bit different. But even if you just had this plus 1 over 8 here, it would have been correct. So just be careful with that in the future. I know we haven't done an example like this, so it was unfair of me to put this question in here. So sorry about that. I just thought I'd come and clear it up about how to do it. So because it's a cumulative distribution function, we need to remember this bit here from here, because the 1 over 8 needs this 1 to 8, this part of the function over here of our CDF must account for what we've already had. Otherwise, it's not going to get to 1. Okay. And then just for question B, I'm not going to do it here. I'm just going to show you everything you had would have been right, except this part. We don't need this here because, like I explained, this part of the function accounts for what happened between 1 and 0 already, right? So we don't actually have to include this in our calculation. And then if this part had been fixed here, your method is 100% correct. So I call this a hamburger mark, like a method mark. Even though the answer is wrong, unfortunately, because your CDF was wrong, your method was correct if you didn't include this bit here, because as I just showed you now, this whole thing already accounted for what goes on here, up here.